Toji Zenin is the Sorcerer Killer, and we saw him shake up the series back in Hidden Inventory when he was able to defeat both Geto and Gojo, back when those two were named the strongest. He displayed what you could say was a special grade level in strength. But Kenjaku, on the other hand, is somebody who has shown us that even being special grade level doesn't mean that you will be able to even match him in a fight. So what would happen if Toji Zenin and Kenjaku came across each other and fought? Who would come out on top at the end of this battle? So first, let's cover what forms each character will be starting in. Toji, his toolset will be the Playful Cloud, the Inverted Spear of Heaven, the Soul Katana that he has, and the Chain of 1,000 Miles. By the way, if you're a bit curious on why I say he has a Soul Katana, it gets explained later, but that long sword that he used to cut the curse that Geto trapped him in, that sword is a model of the Split Soul Katana. So what this sword does is it bypasses their ability to cut the soul directly. So Toji has this weapon alongside his other tools. Now when it comes to tools, Kenjaku doesn't really have tools, he just has both of his curse techniques. So we'll just be taking Kenjaku from his fight with Yuki, but placing him in the Toji fight. So he will have all of the curses he used there, but now he'll be using them against Toji. So now that the toolkit for each fighter has been set, let's get into how strong Toji and Kenjaku are and what would happen if they were to fight. So with that being said, let's start with how strong Kenjaku is and what he brings to this fight. First off, we know that Kenjaku has two main curse techniques that he uses while fighting, and that is Curse Spirit Manipulation and Gravity. So starting with the Gravity, we see that Yuki says that for 6 seconds, anything within a 2 to 3 meter radius of Kenjaku would just be crushed to the ground by gravity manipulation. And there is sort of like a cooldown when Kenjaku can use this ability, and in between the cooldown intervals, Kenjaku uses Curse Spirit Manipulation to keep the opponent down. And we see Kenjaku use this ability multiple times throughout the fight with Choso and Yuki, not only to keep Choso down, but Garuda as well. And Garuda is that tool that Yuki uses where she can add weight to it and throw it at cursed spirits. And even with added weight to Garuda, Kenjaku could still keep it down. Keep in mind that whenever Garuda had Yuki's mass added to it, it was able to completely destroy one of these special grade curses that he summoned. But even with this level of mass into Garuda against Kenjaku's gravity technique, the gravity just pushed it to the ground. And I do want to cover one thing that I've seen some people talk about a good deal whenever it comes to Kenjaku and his speed. People bring up the fact that Yuki was able to blitz him and hit him and take his arms off before he could do anything about it. I do want to say the only reason that this happened is because Kenjaku had no idea what her curse technique was, and it's just no way you can guess that the person that's about to punch you has tons of mass added in their hands. And I also do want to say that after this, Yuki never landed a hit on Kenjaku again for the rest of the fight. Kenjaku only took, I could count, one more hit through that fight, and that hit came from Choso when he palmed him in the face while Yuki and Choso were jumping him. And I do want to say that even after using RCT, Yuki was not able to land a hit on him at all. Every single kick and punch she threw, Kenjaku blocked. And we even see that whenever she let off that flurry at the end of the fight, Kenjaku not only was countering her hits, but at the same time he was summoning a mini Uzumaki, and he was able to keep it hidden from her while also dodging and blocking her punches and kicks, and he hit her in the stomach with it. And I also do want to point out that this fight would have been over very quickly if Tengen and Choso were not there to help Yuki. Yes, a fight between Kenjaku and a special grade opponent would have been done in about half a chapter if Tengen was not there to destroy Kenjaku's domain from the outside. This fight with Yuki and Choso also shows how much stamina Kenjaku truly has. He was able to use reverse curse technique at the start of the fight, he used a domain expansion, also was using his gravity technique during the fight with Yuki and Choso, and then he was even able to summon a minimum Uzumaki, and he was also able to tank a black hole at the end of the fight using his anti-gravity technique. I don't think that a domain expansion will be a big part of the fight with Toji, because I don't even think that a domain expansion will be able to recognize Toji's body, and I'll get into more detail about that a little bit later. But for right now, I do just want to say I think that the two main things that Kenjaku will be using to beat Toji in a fight is Curse Spirit Manipulation and the gravity technique. technique. Also, while Kenjaku was being jumped by Yuki and Choso, he was being weighed down by Garuda and was still able to move and react to all of their attacks while being weighed down. It also is a testament to how strong Mini Uzumaki is for the fact that it blew a hole in Yuki's stomach. Now, to be fair, she was weakened towards the end of this fight, but it being able to rip an entire hole through her body is an impressive feat. The gravity technique also did have a couple of impressive feats like weighing down Garuda and Choso, but one of the more impressive feats is that whenever Kenjaku used the gravity technique on Yuki after he hit her with the Mini Uzumaki, it split her body in half. This is something that I haven't seen people talk about a bit, but it is sort of like a 1-2 combination that Kenjaku has figured out. If you can use a Mini Uzumaki on somebody and then instantly hit them with the gravity technique right after, that is a lot of damage being dealt to one person in such a short amount of time. And it also is important to note that Toji does not have reverse curse technique because he doesn't have curse energy. So if Toji is dealt any big blows back to back, he would have no way to heal in between the blows and he would take devastating damage. There is like a hint that Toji has regenerative capabilities, but there's not that much, and I'll get more into it whenever we get to Toji's part in the video. Another impressive statement that we have for Kenjaku's strength is whenever Maki gets the report back from Choso of what happened in his fight with Kenjaku and Yuki, Maki says that Tsukumo-san is at the same level as Yuta. She joined forces with the Death Painting and Tengen but still lost. We knew it already, but this serves as further confirmation that we can't defeat Kenjaku through conventional means. Now, conventional means here I think just means fighting. I think non-conventional means would be things like the prison room, which are sealing. But the most interesting part of this statement is that she is recognizing that even her, alongside Yuta and Hikari, probably would not be able to defeat Kenjaku through conventional means. Now, I want to say the reason I think she's saying this, at least for Yuta and Hikari, is that both of these guys have curse energy and they would be able to be recognized by Kenjaku's domain expansion, whereas Maki doesn't, so I don't think she would be able to get recognized by Kenjaku's domain expansion. And I should probably go into why now I think that a domain expansion from Kenjaku would not really do anything whatsoever to Toji. We see that whenever Maki was fighting against Naoya and Naoya opened up his domain expansion, Maki was able to just run into the domain expansion and stab Naoya in the chest. And the reason this is it says, the domain expansion sure hit was not able to recognize Maki since she has no curse energy. It also says in this same chapter that it is virtually impossible to trap Maki inside a domain expansion. The only way to keep Maki in a domain expansion technically would be to open up your domain expansion in an enclosed space so she wouldn't actually be able to leave the enclosed space that you open your domain in. What they reference is what Megumi did to Reggie, because we know that Megumi actually has no outer shell to his domain expansion, but he was able to open up his domain inside of an auditorium and he used the auditorium as the external shell of the domain. This is the only way that you can keep Maki in a domain expansion if you were using an actual building as the outer shell of your domain. But if you aren't using an actual building, then there's no way to keep Maki or Toji in your domain and they would be able to just move freely in and out of it, and they also would not be recognized by your guaranteed hit. The only purpose a domain expansion would serve for Kenjaku in a fight with Toji is to just give him the physical stat amps that you get while using your domain expansion, because we learned earlier in the series that whenever you're inside your own domain, you get buffs like in video games where you just get a little bit more powerful because you are inside your own domain expansion. So if Kenjaku wanted to use his domain on Toji to just get stat amps, then he could do that. But he definitely would not be hitting Toji with any sure hits within this domain expansion. And it's also time that I bring up what this but he definitely would not be hitting Toji with any sure hits within this domain expansion. And it's also time that I bring up what this regenerative factor is that Toji probably has. We see that whenever Maki is fighting against Naoya, he amps up his speed to Mach 3 and then knocks Maki into the ground. And then we see when he does this, we see a little bit of blood come out of Maki, but we don't see a bunch of outside damage. But whenever Maki regroups with Kamo, she says that she just needs 5 minutes to heal her injuries. Now, I don't know if this is just a thing that people with bodies like Maki and Toji's can do, but the damage did not even seem that severe, and 5 minutes is just way too much time to ask for in a fight against a strong opponent. But if Toji does have some faster regeneration, then it is sad that Gege never went into detail about it, and the only sort of regeneration information that we got for people that we know have a body like Toji's is a 5-minute timer to heal. Another big factor in this fight you're probably wondering about is how would the inverted Spear of Heaven interact with Kenjaku's curse techniques. And I will say this, we don't get to see exactly what happens in the manga for this moment I'm about to reference, but we see more in the anime of what happens. Remember when Gojo hit Toji with the red and Toji blocked it with the inverted Spear of Heaven? Even though Toji blocked it, he was still repelled backwards by the red and he flew into a wall. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, it is a very big deal because this means that the inverted Spear of Heaven doesn't just instantly neutralize something if it touches the side of the spear. It seems that he actually needs to stab the tip of the inverted Spear of Heaven in order to neutralize a curse technique. So in a fight with Kenjaku, if we look at the gravity technique for example, it's not like just because Toji would be holding the inverted Spear of Heaven that any gravity technique launched his way would just instantly be nullified. Maybe the gravity technique that is towards the tip of the spear, but everything around the spear, like Toji's entire body, should still be getting smushed to the ground by the gravity technique. The only tool Toji has that would possibly be a big deal if Kenjaku got hit by it is the Split Soul Katana. And once again, we know that he has this katana because we know that the sword that Maki wields now is a replica of that sword that Toji had in the past, and it even shows the picture of Toji with that sword, and it says that this sword bypasses durability in order to hit the soul directly. But the thing with this soul sword is, Maki is not even sure herself if people can just heal from the sword if they're cut by it. And we also see that Toji never actually uses it in combat versus Gojo or Geto. He just used it that one time to get out of the cursed spear that he was covered in. And although it might seem hard to take Toji's strength from the past and his short moment in Shibuya and try to translate it to a fight against Kenjaku, it actually is pretty easy to compare the two of both of them because of the link of Maki. Maki, who is now stated to be equal to Toji, has a number of statements that outright put her below Kenjaku in strength. The first statement is the one I've already mentioned, where she outright says she no longer believes that they can defeat Kenjaku through conventional means. And this is Maki herself saying she doesn't even believe she can beat Kenjaku. The other statement is from Kusakabe when he says in chapter 240 that maybe Maki would have a chance if they sent her after Kenjaku. And the only reason he even recommended Maki to go after Kenjaku is because earlier in this chapter, they keep referencing how Yuta and Hikari have to stay behind to fight Sukuna, and so third place would just be Maki, and the only chance that she would have at catching Kenjaku off guard is because she has no curse energy. So it's not even like Kusakabe is saying that Maki should be the one to fight Kenjaku because she's the most powerful and has the best chance. He's just saying that they should probably nominate Maki because Yuta and Hikari have to stay, and Maki's pretty powerful and has no curse energy, so maybe she would have a shot. The big shortcoming I think Toji would have in a fight against Kenjaku is that, say he hits Kenjaku with a blow that does a lot of damage, Kenjaku would just be able to heal from it. But say if vice versa, Kenjaku hits Toji with a blow that does a lot of damage, Toji doesn't have reverse curse technique. Any blow that hits Toji will be on his body for the rest of their fight. And that is one big problem that Toji would have when fighting against Kenjaku. Even if somehow he and Kenjaku fight and trade blows on equal terms, Toji would eventually lose because Kenjaku would be able to heal while Toji can't. We also know that Kenjaku is capable of hiding mini Uzumakis while fighting. He did this against Yuki, where he was able to summon a mini Uzumaki behind his arm and then blast it through Yuki's stomach when she wasn't prepared for it. Kenjaku can also swap back and forth instantly from his gravity technique to curse spirit manipulation, so if at any point he actually smushes Toji to the ground with the gravity technique, Toji would be susceptible to basically any attack Kenjaku wants to hit him with. The best course of action for Toji to take in a fight with Kenjaku is to instantly just pull out the Split Soul Katana and lunge towards him with an attack. But the two big problems with this is, one, we don't even know whether or not the attacks from this split soul katana can be healed from. Maki said this herself whenever she was fighting against Sukuna. And two, saying Toji would just be able to lunge towards Kenjaku and stab him in the chest with the split soul katana before Kenjaku dodges, reacts, or defends is a bit outlandish to say, as there is nothing that infers that Toji would have this level of speed in a fight against Kenjaku where he could just blitz him and hit him and kill him in basically one shot. It also is not in character for Toji to even use this as his main weapon in any of the fights that we've seen, so saying that Toji would just use it as his first line of action here, I don't think would be correct. I think this fight will be very difficult for Kenjaku, however, because the normal cursed spirits that he would want to summon, I think that Toji would be able to cut through any cursed spirit that Kenjaku summons. The main two problems that Toji would have in a fight with Kenjaku is the gravity technique and the mini Uzumakis. And I think that Kenjaku would probably be using the gravity technique in order to subdue Toji rather than use it to kill him, as I think that the best tool for Kenjaku to use to kill Toji would be getting him in a susceptible position to hit him with mini Uzumaki's point blank range so they would really damage Toji, because like I said earlier, Toji doesn't have a healing factor. So if Kenjaku can hit Toji with a couple mini Uzumakis, some gravity techniques, and maybe the use of a couple special grade cursed spirits, Toji would eventually get overwhelmed. So when it comes down to the tools that Toji has, the inverted spear of heaven, like I covered earlier, it seems like the only way to neutralize the curse technique is to hit the curse technique with the tip of the spear, and this would lead to a bunch of problems in the fight with Kenjaku when it comes to the mini Uzumakis and the gravity technique. The other problem with one of the tools is the chain of 1,000 miles that Toji uses in his fight with Gojo. I don't see how that chain would be of any help against Kenjaku. It does nothing in the fight with Gojo, and he doesn't even use it in his fight with Geto. I already covered what I thought the split soul katana would be useful for, but as I said earlier, Toji doesn't even use it in character while actually attacking somebody, and even if he did, we don't even know the outcome of what would happen if he did stab Kenjaku because of the statements earlier in the series about whether or not attacks can be healed from this sword. And the last tool we have left that Toji would use is Playful Cloud. And the thing with Playful Cloud is that you have to be up close to use it, and if at any point he and Kenjaku trade blows, Kenjaku has a healing factor with reverse curse technique and Toji does not. So coming in close against Kenjaku with the gravity technique that Kenjaku has, the mini Uzumakis that he has, and just Kenjaku's physical force on its own would be too much of a risk, because Kenjaku will be able to heal if you hit him, but you won't be able to heal if he hits you. So for all of these reasons, combined with the statements that we have from Maki herself, as well as the statements from Kusakabe that just directly put Maki below Kenjaku in strength, I think that if you had to bet on who would win a fight between Kenjaku and Toji, your bet would be much safer with Kenjaku. And I do want to say, I don't think that this fight is a one-sided stomp in any way. I do think that Kenjaku would 100% struggle in a fight with Toji. I just think that it would be safer to say that Kenjaku would win with all of the knowledge that we have on both characters. With that being said, I want to thank you so much for reaching the end of the video, and if you enjoyed, then I would really appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as I do post on different topics that you guys give me and a few that I come up with on my own. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.